Today, everyone, I'm going to give you a little history lesson, a bonfire history lesson today. Just listen. We both gonna listen, and after the video, we will, you know, I will comment on it. Oh, we will comment on it. But you can't never say history don't repeat itself. But we have a choice now.
We're not interested in interracial housing. We don't want your neighborhood. We want ours to be just as good. See, we don't want a store in your neighborhood. We don't want you coming in our neighborhood and open up stores and exploiting us and then go home and throw a bomb if we move next door out in the suburbs. We don't want your schools, but we want our schools to be the highest and the best possible for our black progeny. See, what people don't understand, we are saying, and we're not asking. You see, the die is cast, as I said, we're not asking, we're saying this is the way it's going to be.
The young Lady Netka has stated that she saw during the marches which she participated in people who were full of fear and hatred. Mr. Lucas has said that the American Negro is either going to be free or he's going to be dead.
Now, you get this straight. You can kill all the black folks you want to, baby, but you will not kill the freedom of black folks. It's coming. We're going to get it. We fought in every one of your damn lousy wars, baby, and you give us nothing. Now, the war is going to be here because we're going to be free. Now, you kill all you want to, but we kill too.
I don't agree with the moderator nor Reverend Robinson that we want some kind of agreement. We want agreement by which we can live or die. You choose. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillars. Should you try to pretend that I'm crazy because I want America to be saved? And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it?
Now, mind you, if this has been going on since the 60s, these crackers ain't never get their foot off our necks yet. It's 2020, so either you're going to shackle yourself back up or refuse the shackles.
Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
You know, this revolution is filled with so many ironies, really. First, you tell us that it is manly to keep your word. All right, if you are a man, you keep your word. And now all that the black people in this country are demanding, and even the black people in the whole world are demanding, is that you keep your word.
Facts.
You told us we were free. Well, then show us that we're free. You told us that there is justice, equality for all in this country. Well, then stick to your word. And let us see the justice and equality for all. Or else admit to us that you're not a man. You're a worm. You're afraid of us. You're afraid to give us equal stand. You're afraid that if you give us equal ground, that we will match you and we will override you. And if that's what you're afraid of us, then tell us that just what you're afraid of.
That's facts.
But don't keep hiding it from us and holding this up to us. And every time we ask you for something, you give us a little bit of something. And it's all tokenism. We don't want tokenism. And there are most black men in this world that don't want charity. And yet still every time we ask you for something, you give us a little piece, a little piece. You're playing games with us. We're not children. We're big men. I've seen my father have to put up with all kinds of stuff. He was a big man. He raised a family. He went down south, and he had to go around to the back door with his wife. We're not asking for anything. We're not asking for any favors. All we want is what's ours. Now,
There's no longer 40 acres in a mule. We all require 70 acres and 2 mules since y'all been holding us back since the 60s. Now the money went up. Now keep on holding us back. It's gonna go even more up. We all want land. Stop playing.
Now,
I know I do. I ain't talking for every nigga, but I'm talking for myself. I know I want
there are many black
what's mine and what belongs to me.
veterans who are coming back and they're mad, they're angry. Do you think that they're going to sit down through this? Our fathers didn't have the knowledge that we have. They sat through it. But there are other black youth that are not going to sit through it. We know about Che. We know about Fannin. We've read the books of our revolution. We've listened to Mao and his quotations. We know where we stand. We're not going to sit for it. We're asking, and if we ask and we don't get, we're prepared to stand up and take it. If I ask a man, I tell a man I am hungry. I tell him I am cold. And I ask him to do something about my condition.
Facts.
And this man holds a loaf of bread right in front of me so I can see it. And I keep asking him, I'm begging him to please give me a slice of the loaf of bread. I am hungry. Then it is known by every psychologist that the next step in the progression is I am going to knock him upside the head and take the bread from him. I'm not going to starve to death.
No.
All we're asking, no one wants to see blood. No one likes to smell it. No one wants war. Anyone who's been in war doesn't want war.
No.
Everyone knows what it is to see the inside of a man's gut hanging out and see your friends die, see relatives die. No one wants to regress back to the state of mind where you have to think it's all for the cause, therefore my mother has to die, my wife has to die, my brothers and sisters have to die. No one wants that.
Nope.
But you're pushing us to it. You're leaving us no choice. We're asking, we're begging. The students up at Columbia, they ask. The brothers down south ask. The brothers in Latin America, the brothers in Africa, they're all asking. All they're doing is asking. Our fathers asked. Our grandfathers asked. The presidents of our universities, our colleges had to go to your back doors to beg that their children be given just enough money so that they could be taught something to live off. And yet still...
We still getting slapped in our face. Now they're trying to suppress my videos, but we're still getting slapped in the face. They want us to chase them, go out and vote. Now it's a big old hope on the voting thingy because they're trying to overthrow this shit. It's never been done before. Like, and it's weird. I don't want no slave master. I want to master myself. That's what I feel like I'm on earth to do. Master myself and push myself to do greater things. I wouldn't know why a certain individual will want to block that. The greatness that comes out of the neighborhoods, the hood, which creativity does come out the hood. Black people do invent things. They get somehow stolen or copied. So, and we don't know about patent. Not majority of us don't know about going to patent their idea. They go tell somebody and that person go, you know. That's how it's done. That's how everything was done. White man don't know nothing. Not to be biased or, racist, but facts.
They ask and ask and ask, and you refuse to give them anything. Now, we're just about out of patience. We're not going to ask anymore. The news media says that it's only the young that are militant, only the young that want this and want that. Okay, but we're 40% of the black population now.
Right.
Or we were a year ago, and still yet we're climbing. Before long, we'll be 50%, 55%, and then we'll have the command. We're not going to take it. We're not going to take sitting in rotten parks and in places that just aren't fit for living. We're not going to take it. There's a limit to a man's patience, and everyone...
Now, I can imagine what he's saying, because right now, I can go to parks and I could go to hood parks and see how trashy it is, right? Then you go to a certain area, then there's not a speck of trash anywhere. So why don't they give the same treatment to, I say, the white privilege, right? And to black people, the same treatment they give white privilege, they should do that. I'm not saying we all don't have choices. I'm not saying it just takes a system to build. Now, if you have no system to climb on and build, like, then you give us a false premise of how to build something, but it's really not accurate and you can't use it, which we get a degree and shit and it ain't work down. You feel me? You still getting paid the same wages as a Burger King worker and you work hard, but you got people in the government, once again, who has private islands and are able to buy private planes. When you have time, look up how much of a private plane costs. You know what I mean? But you don't hear about that. No, you don't hear about that. Y'all want to be blinded. Y'all want to play them games. Y'all not really seeking the truth. Like, why are we living like this and y'all able to live like that? Nobody want to ask that question. Ain't no fall in line. Okay, fall in line because it got no. I've been asking this question since I came to this earth. And my mama told me it ain't like that. No, it's gonna be like that. Yes, it's gonna be like that now. Fuck that.
Everyone knows that God, Christ, heaven, everyone knows that what we're asking is not $1 million. What we're asking for is humanity.
Show me how to fish, and I'm able to feed my goddamn family. I ain't asking for your fish. Just show me how to fish. What do I need to go? What lakes do I need to go fish at? Where to fish at? So I could find the fish. So I don't need you. Feel me? And I can come share my fish with you because I got my own. And you ain't got to dingle your fish and tell me do something strange for a little fish. You hear me? Metaphor. I love metaphor for y'all.
We're asking to be allowed to live like human beings. And God, you tell us that this is too much to ask. You're sick. You're definitely sick. How can you tell me that it's too much to ask to be a human being?
Why am I mad? You know, white people ask me, why am I so angry? And, you know, I don't have any answer for him because it'd be ridiculous for me to answer him because he couldn't understand anyway, obviously, because he asked me the question.
The 400 years that I've existed there, 3 years, 3 generations within my own family, why don't you know what I'm like? What is it so new in 1968 or, in the 60s?
The thing is, they're still fascinated by blacks. Like the young man said, are you scared? Are you like, why don't you want to see us in power? And why did you bomb that side note? Babe, what's the name of that small neighborhood they bombed? You can refresh my memory. Yeah, that black neighborhood they bombed.
Black Wall Street?
Not Black Wall Street. It's in Georgia, I think. Chernobyl, I think. Well, anyways, it's a black neighborhood they bombed and they killed a bunch of black people, but they don't talk about that in history books. We're gonna talk today.
That you gotta learn. Because my grandfather was born, he's 90. My mother was ready for integration. She's middle class Negro. Now all of a sudden you come to me and you say, communicate with me. Hell, I've been here all the time. And we've been. Where were you? Communicate. What do I have to say to you? The most advanced nation in the world. It has to be resolved. It has to be resolved because I want my children to have an answer. If not me, I personally prefer that I have an answer. You know, I don't have, you know, I like to think I don't have my lifetime.
Deep facts. Deep facts.
Looks complicated,
Deep
right?
facts. All I gotta say, it's just, history still repeats itself. We need 70 acres and a mule, if 2 mules now.
What they believe in. Well, I'm staying here because I was born here, and I am going to fight for my freedom.
Facts.
And before I have kids, I am going to make sure that this damn United States deserves the existence of my kids, because I will not rest until until every Sunday school is safe for my kids, so that they won't get killed.
On a side note, we have the Pope raising for equality. I ain't saying nothing wrong with it. Nothing's wrong with it. But do y'all need to promote it that bad? I'm just asking. I'm not parading my masculinity around. You know, you dig? So I expect people to act decent like regular people and don't parade their business that they do in the bedroom, parade it around, because you know you got children watching, man. You don't want to. It's okay, you know, you are who you are, but don't influence. You know, dang, that's all I'm saying. And these priests ain't right neither. There's a lot of priests that have been doing stuff to little boys. And I don't know why. There's plenty of grown ass women if you need it that bad. Ain't nothing wrong with a woman's hot box. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You taste it and all. It tastes good. Like water. Don't eat all the hot boxes to you young men out there. Don't eat all the hot box. If it smells like chicken and waffles, nah, nigga. It's supposed to come with no smell. No grill, no hot sauce, no nothing.
Get killed or beaten up like those kids down in Mississippi in 1966. That is going to stop, or else I'll be dead. Either one. You white folks have either one of two choices. Give me my dead.
Leave us alone. Let us make our goddamn money so we can buy our own islands and go inhabit them, or go back to where we came from. All right, because matter of fact, ain't no go back to where we came from. Let me rephrase that. Go inhabit the places that we were inhabiting before you and your ancestors came to inhabit the place, because it's already full with people, black people, Indian people. Wow.
My damn freedom or kill me, because I am tired of sitting by being an Uncle Tom or a house Negro.
Double facts. I'm not scared. I am not gonna be the one of them niggas that says I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm good at it. I'm good at it.
Grow like Booth and Wilkins. Those two guys are not.
You would have thought the niggas that's speaking out against Trump is like the brave ones. Those are the cowards. Those are the ones that's gonna get down. They ain't gonna lay down. They ain't gonna get down. You feel me? Because you lay down, you stay down. The boys gonna get down. Yeah. I'm all up for free speech, man. Speak your mind, negative or positive, bro. As long as you let it out, it's good for your mental.
Negroes, they're white people with man tan. That's all. They don't speak for us. They have found their way into the white man's house, the white man's establishment, and they are not about to make waves. But I am, because I am not going to take seeing my kids walking to a newly integrated school and getting their heads whipped in by grown men, because if that happens to my kids, there are going to be a lot of damn dead white folks, and I mean a lot, because I am not going to take this junk no more. The days of step and fetch it are dead. The days of the black face, big wide-eyed, gin drinking black man are dead. Now we have what is called black consciousness.
But why is it that black people don't own the land where they live? White people own that land. We've never been taught property values. You see, we've never been taught property values. I don't own Harlem, for example. Black people don't own Harlem. So who gives a damn whether Harlem?
Why the hell you niggas protecting the goddamn, y'all banging for streets that ain't y'all's? Is you banging for the street, or you banging for what you believe in, which is righteous? Can't serve two gods.
Harlem burned down tonight. How you gonna tell me to love this property that exploits me every day when the average black man in Harlem works the first Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday for a landlord? And on Thursday, he's working for Con Edison. And on Friday, he works for himself. And he's got the day off on Saturday. He buys him a drink of liquor, and the minute he gets drunk, then a white policeman arrests him, takes him in a white court, and takes his money for 2 other weeks, and he goes in debts for the rest. And he goes to a white landlord, goes to a white pawn shop, or else he goes to another white loan shop to keep living on credit to pay off the white man, and he's paying taxes and profits and vacation pay for white people. The average black man ain't got nothing to lose by anything that he does. And this is what the white man better understand. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing.
Nothing.
Simple. As ABC, or as 1, 2, 3, any way you go. There's no need asking me why these black people burning down these buildings out here. Hell, they got a positive answer. People are not as dumb as people would think. With all the brilliant white psychiatrists and psychologists, you've been able to find a damn path to the moon, but you ain't been able to find one goddamn path 1 mile up the street. Maybe you better take time with just all this unique ability to find all these scientific discoveries that you've got to learn how to find your way into men's hearts and the men's mind.
Let me put it to you this way. We are proud of being black and of our black heritage, but white America does not accept the concept that this is a multiracial society. It has never accepted the fact that there are black people, brown people, yellow people here alongside them. They've always looked upon America as being white, and hence all of its propaganda is directed at us to convince us that somehow or other we must become white before they will accept us.
The propaganda. So everybody who wanna stick their nose in these people business, right? Because I don't like feeling trapped. Being claustrophobic and you know what I mean? Especially getting told what to do. Being told when to sleep. You gotta wear a mask. This and that. Listen, I believe people should have free will, right? I never seen a germ leap off one person and jump onto another and get them sick, even by talking. So unless you jumped in a nuclear bath or something like that, you just spit out clouds of green fog. I don't know what to tell you. You gonna keep playing these mind games, or you gonna wake up? It's time to wake up. You can't be sleeping no more. And my content is only based off real, factual things, what I see. And I'm going to interpret what I see. And what I see, a lot of lies, a lot of tricks, a lot of fear-based things to get people all worked up. And I'm glad to be able to see it and not get caught up in it. Back to the blacks.
The problem is the standard for discussion is set by the whites, and a lot of Negroes now don't want to accept that standard anymore. They say, are we going to have our own standard? I think that the hookup comes if you can develop a whole new standard where whites and Negroes can have a dialogue. Not either one of those are acceptable anymore. I mean, whites aren't going to accept Negro standards, and Negroes no longer want to be white. So that the clear thing is to develop a whole new standard, and then everybody move toward that so they can be some kind of dialogue.
You know, from a child up, I always, at first, I wanted to be white, you know, because my family was 20 of us.
Oh my God. I know all of us can relate to this. Being a young child, beating yourself up because you're not a certain color. I know we all can relate to this. Let me let her finish. Oh my God.
6 girls and 14 boys. We would make 50 and 60 bales of cotton, gather all that cotton, and we wouldn't have food in the wintertime. So I figured then the white people must be right. But as I got older, I said, no, it's something wrong. And if I ever get a chance, I'm going to do something about it. I'm thinking about in terms of a better and a greater world for all people. And we can't do that by me in one corner doing what I can do to hurt you and you in the other corner doing the same thing against me.
And that's a big thing going on right now. Even though we're all in the same box. I'm gonna call this a box. The streets, it's a box, right? And outside of that box, it's like, all right, I'm gonna just compare this to the Truman Show. We're all a part of the Truman Show. If you don't know what the Truman Show is, look it up. I look at it as we're all part of the test. So, and able to free yourself, you just gotta know something. You know, each one teach one. You know, if you high up there and you could help somebody down there get up there, you know, without no strings attached, you know, good business. It all could work because there's enough to go around. Like 60 times. Greedy motherfuckers.
So you go ahead and vote. So what? So you vote for a senator, and the senator's constituency is either lobbyists who represent big business or lobbyists who represent himself. So what? So you can vote.
There's been a lot of talk and a lot of shuffling of papers, but in terms of the plight of the black man in this country, there's been no perceptible change. Well, primarily because the white man has no reason to.
Here we go again. Here we go again. Here we go again. We still going, right? Y'all still want to play this game? Or did my video share enough? I want to know.
He enjoys the highest standards of living. His government enjoys dominance in world affairs. Why should he turn to me now and say, I want to share part of my good fortune with you? He has no reason to.
I think there's going to be violence, see, because there already has been. I mean, when people try to free themselves, they kill Negroes in the South all the time the Negro man has been emasculated and destroyed by the fact that every time he stood up, he got just snuffed out right there. So I don't think there's any question but that there's going to be violence and brutality. But my attitude is that the brutality and the violence shouldn't become the reason that you want to be free. But that's a very personal thing, the freedom is. See, the question isn't what is freedom to me, it's what price freedom. Because sometimes the price that you pay for freedom is the very thing that makes you a slave again. That's what I think happened in Russia in 1917. But I know that there's going to be violence. I mean, I think it gets blurred, especially the individual. If I face you violently, see, who knows where that violence began? See, I mean, if I face you with a gun and I got orders to kill you and you got orders to kill me, then we can't really deal with each other. Where you're a target and I'm a target. So you can't really talk about that. But you can talk about the larger thing, the much more universal thing. The reason that you're there is really not to kill, but to free.
Let us take a look at Harlem, 1964, when approximately 20 Molotov cocktails were exploded in Harlem. And in 1965, in August, in Watts, Los Angeles, 2,000 Molotov cocktails were exploded. I think that we are developing a more sophistication, and I think in the next uprising, and I suspect it will probably come either in Washington, D.C. or in another unnamed city, where you're going to find fire.
We are the Molotov cocktails.
5,000
The truth is all the Molotov cocktails.
Molotov cocktails used.
Yeah, man. Now you see why you shouldn't get lost in these games. It is a game. How do you wake up and get rocked back to sleep?
Thinking about an income that I never had. Everybody's got a right to live. Everybody's got a right to live. And before the bill ain't fail, we all go down in jail. Everybody's got a right to live. Black man picked the pot long time ago. He's been the victim that's brought him to the show. Black man dug the ditches, threw down the pine, gave his trouble to Jesus, kept on towing the line. Everybody's got a right to live. Everybody's got a right to live. And before this movement fails, we all go down in jail. Everybody's got a right to live. Black man dug the pipeline, both night and day. Black man did the work, while the white man got the faith. Now look at here, son. This is a brand new day. No more full-time work, no more part-time pay. Everybody's got a right to live. Everybody's got a right to live. And before this movement fails, we all go down in jail. Everybody's got a right to live. Yeah. I want my share of silver. I want my share of gold. Want my share of justice. Kill my dying soul. Black men dug the ditches long time ago. He's been the victim that brought him to the show. Everybody's got a right to live. Everybody's got a right to live. And before this movement fails, we all go down in jail. Everybody's got a right to live.
Fucked up. They've been screaming for help. You can imagine growing up in the 60s, bro. Could you imagine growing up in the 60s? Hey. That was a brief history lesson from your boy Visa Slim. It's time to wake up. Can we get back on our Black World Order and do righteous by each other, help each other, And stop with all the secrets and hatred for one another. It's time to love. It's time to put love in your heart. Really, that's what time it is. Everything that's going on ain't going on for no reason. They could say it's a conspiracy and all that, but there are things that goes on behind the scenes that you couldn't fathom. There are people put in positions to do things that do things like hood niggas. They just handle it in a different way. There are things that go bump in the night, if you believe that or not. It's a lot of things. All right. I'm a man who knows I know nothing. Right? But I'm learning. But at the end of the day, I still know nothing. Because there's more things to know. I say that by saying this. Educate yourself, inform your people, and like I said, express your freedom of speech. Do what you have to do. Well, it's another one. I don't drop them that often, but I had to share that with y'all. Love and light, peace. Remember what I said, keep loving your heart. Love always wins over hate. Do right by your sisters and brothers. Share with one another because there's enough to go around. What more can I say? Just be pure. Approach the situation pure-hearted, not with intention. It works out better. I don't know you, but never met you. But I know I love you. I love all y'all who views this. I love you. Y'all keep y'all self-esteem high. Don't let nobody try to make y'all question yourselves. The truth inside yourselves. Bye.